Now we ought to do the news. Can I just talk about speed cameras? Does anybody mind? You know, Oxfordshire Council announced recently, well, last year, it was going to turn all the speed cameras off, and when they said that, all the road safety groups were running around going, everybody will be dead in 10 minutes as a result of this. Well, 6 months have now elapsed, and the road safety groups are saying they don't know what effect the switch off has had on accident figures.
How can they not know what the accident...
But they say the figures aren't in yet.
But I always know pretty much immediately when I've had an accident.
Yeah. There are clues. Big noise, sudden stop, that sort of thing.
Well, see, the thing is, I've done some digging. In a 3-month period in 2009, when the cameras were on, there were 35 accidents, OK, at speed camera sites. In the same 3-month period when the cameras were switched off, in 2010, there were 35 accidents at speed camera sites.
No difference?
No difference at all.
Right. What about fatalities?
Fatalities, there were none with the cameras on and none with the cameras off.
Really?
Now, what's interesting about this is that you'd think, OK, well, now, so it's made no difference and saved the council a fortune by getting rid of the speed cameras, but they're now saying the police are going to take over running them and turn them back on again in April.
But I thought they said they couldn't afford to run them.
No, but the police are doing it.
No, but this is actually very good news, though, because that must mean they've solved all the other crimes.
Well, the police?
Actually, they have. Well, they haven't solved them all, but they have caught that bloke who nicked the lead off my roof.
You had lead stolen from your roof?
Yeah, all of it.
Only you would be the victim of a crime from the 1950s.
Was the villain chased by a black and white policeman blowing a whistle by any chance?
Did you drive in a Ford Zephyr? No, the thing is, I'll tell you the thing is, OK, I live in Oxfordshire and I was burgled quite recently and they haven't caught her yet.
Her?
Well, not sexist.
Nice touch. Good work. Yeah. See, we're not. You might have seen in the news Formula 1 driver Robert Kubica injured horribly in a rally crash. He probably won't be watching, but his family in Poland might be. And we did want to say that we wish you all the very best. Hope you recover soon and get back behind the wheel.
Yeah, he's a terrific driver, really is, Robert. And I'm sure everybody here will join in wishing him a very speedy recovery.
Yeah, we do. Well, soon.
Now, I would like, if you don't mind, to talk about magpies.
Car show, Jeremy.
Bear with me, because there is an organisation called the Songbird Survival Trust, OK? Now, they're calling for a cull on magpie. Well, they're not calling it a cull, they're saying they want to do an experiment.
Is it an experiment to see what happens to a magpie if you fire a shotgun at it?
Yes, it is, basically. Now, I agree with them on this, but for different reasons. They say, if you get rid of magpies, then we'll have more songbirds, OK? Because magpies eat songbirds. But there's a better reason than that I can think of. Magpies are a menace to road safety.
They look like they'd be bad drivers.
Stupid idiot. No, listen, I'm not a superstitious man, OK? I'm not a superstitious man. You know, I can walk under a ladder, I can put my head in a lion's mouth.
That's not a superstition.
Well, I can put a hat on my new shoes and do all those things, but I do salute magpies, OK? Now, the problem is, because the magpie is the only bird in Britain these days, you're just driving along just doing this the whole time.
No, you don't just salute. If you see a single magpie, one on its own, you have to say, morning, Captain, 3 times. You go, morning, Captain, morning, Captain, morning, Captain, salute 3 times, spit 3 times, touch your right elbow with your left hand, 1, 2, 3 times, and then lick your thumb and make a cross in the top right-hand corner of the windscreen.
You don't have to do that.
You do.
Do you do that when you see a magpie?
Every single time. It is quite a faff, and it's difficult on the bike, but I do. Morning, Captain, morning, Captain. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and then you carry on.
You've both got that completely wrong, because what you're supposed to do is only the first magpie of the day, and you salute and say, morning, Mr. Magpie, and you don't do it in the afternoon because that's bad luck, and you don't do the second one, and you
Rubbish! How do you know it's the first magpie of the day?
You don't join the village people every time.
I'm sorry. Is anybody here Jewish? You are? Somebody was Jewish? Hands up. You are. Do you know what we're talking about? No. It's not Newcastle. I know where you're going with that. It's just that our studio director is Jewish and has no idea what we're talking about with this, because he said, well, perhaps Jews don't do it. Is there anybody else Jewish who has no clue? You're Jewish and you salute magpies?
No, but we know about it.
You know about it, but you don't do it. Ah, interesting. So it could be a religious thing. I don't know.
Do Jewish people have more road accidents as a result of that?
No, fewer. Jewish people will have fewer road accidents because they're not spending all day long doing this. Well, anyway, look, to cut to the point here, OK, whether you do my simple salute, which is correct, or his full Morris dance, OK? We need to stop it, OK? We need to stop it, because the advantages are huge, because if you get rid of magpies, you have more songbirds, so the air sounds nicer. You know, you've got tits and... Why did I say tits? Sparrows. You've got sparrows and all that sort of thing, and that would be brilliant. Plus, we don't have to do that, and that'll make the roads safer. So there we are, Top Gear, top tip. Kill all magpies, and kill them now!
Who told you about the eyes and ears and nose and chin?
Well, I've sort of accumulated them over the years. For God's sake, nobody tell me any more that I have to do. I'll add them
What you have to do...
No! It'll be 20
Take your
minutes.
trousers down.
Yeah.
Look at somebody in the next car, preferably a van driver, and go... That's a tradition. Hey, listen. There's a new lightweight Lamborghini Gallardo Spider has come along. Here it is. It's called the Performante. That's going to cost you 100 and... Can't read that. What's that say? 100 and...
You poor, knackered old goat.
Yes, what is that?
188,000
£188,000. Top
Yes.
speed, I do know, 201 miles an hour.
Is that possibly the best-looking car in production right now? Look at it.
No, it is a fantastic-looking car. The problem with it is now it's getting quite old, and compared to the Ferrari 458, it just feels old-fashioned.
Yeah, and the thing is, this isn't just a duel now between the Italians, because the British have moved in with a new McLaren.
Yes, it's called the MP4-12C. We've got it here in the studio, and this is the first time, in fact, we've been able to have a proper look at it. Now, it has McLaren's own engine. It's a 3.8-litre twin-turbo V8. It also has very, very sophisticated computer-controlled suspension, and, most interestingly, it was tested here at the Top Gear test track.
Yeah, we really should stress, though, we had nothing to do with the testing or development of it at all.
No, nothing whatsoever. But the thing that bothers me, Hammond, is I've driven the 458 a lot, as you know, and I love it, and I cannot see how this can be better.
Yes, I know what you mean, but what if it is? And there are a few pointers. For one thing, it's going to be cheaper than the 458. You can't get in.
I can.
It's also going to be more powerful, 592 brake horsepower, which is about 30 or so more. These are good signs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, as well, I like it in here because they've made the steering wheel the steering wheel. They haven't fallen into that trap of putting buttons all over it to make it feel like Formula One. They don't make you choose on your instrument panel between a speedometer and a sat-nav, like Ferrari do. All that stuff they put here, and your music on a sort of iPad thing in the middle. It's a fantastic place to be.
Yeah, my only problem with this really is I like a supercar to look, a bit crazy, a bit mad, like a Zonda. This, if you ask me, is a bit sort of plain.